or you've invested in the past, you've lost money, you don't know, but you want to start investing the right way, the smarter way, so that you do not lose money. Or you have never invested at all, you just hear about investing, you're too scared to get started, or you don't know where to get started from. This is all for you. It's the beginner step. Smart investing, step by step, is what we're talking about today. Smart investing, beginner step, and all of that. That's what we are doing today. Welcome. On TT, we want a 10,000 likes, 10,000 taps, right? And we want a 20,000 subscribers. So welcome, welcome. All of you, happy Thursday. One more day and it's the end of the week. Awesome. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Welcome, welcome each and one of us. And if you just want to come up and also have a conversation, be ready to do that. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Tonight, it's about smart investing. What does smart investing mean? You've been wanting to invest, but you don't know how to get started, right? Or if you ever wanted to start investing, but you're too afraid to get started because you've heard horror stories, right? Where people lose tens and thousands of dollars, their earned income into investing. And that already puts you off. You rather save your money than to invest it. Then you want to come around, you want to come closer, you want to join the life right now so that you can learn how to invest smartly. How do you invest smartly? You would learn everything about that. The step-by-step what's it called, beginner investing method, beginner investing strategy, right? Smart way where you don't lose your money. Put your money, get a return of 8 to 12%, at least 8% and above, right? Nobody's investing for you, you are investing for yourself. That is what we're talking about today. Welcome, welcome. Share with your friends and family. If you ever wanted to start investing but you don't know where to get started, you are too afraid, or you have been procrastinating, you're saying, I'm going to invest today, I'm going to invest tomorrow, I'll get started. Those are things I hear every single time. I don't know. Or you think that it takes a lot of money to invest. Well, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot. So welcome, welcome. If you are, most people, the one thing I get every time, most people are either confused when it comes to investing. A lot of people are too scared to start. A lot of people get to procrastinate, and some people just think it takes a lot of money. Ali Berg, welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's really nice to meet you. Happy Thursday. Welcome here. And for everyone that just joined, welcome. We're talking about smart investing. What is smart investing? That's what we want to talk about tonight. Welcome, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, if you are just meeting me for the first time, I am Dr. Lina. It's not alias. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals turn your income into real wealth. I'm that bridge, right? That gap within the curriculum, the school curriculum, because they teach us how to make money, but they don't teach us how to build wealth. So welcome here. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. It doesn't take anything from you. It just takes you a click away. But guess what? You have so much to benefit than to lose, okay? So much to benefit. If you try this, you subscribe and you don't find it valuable within 30 days, or you can feel free to unsubscribe them, but I guarantee that you will not do that, because there are so many resources available for you. There's so many benefits for you that you would achieve. And today is about smart investing. What is smart investing? That's what we're going to be talking about. How you can invest your money anywhere in the world, okay? This is not about the United States. I am in the United States. This is anywhere in the world where you can invest and you can get solid return. Because if all that you do is to save your money, you realize that inflation is eating your money every single year. Like in the United States, inflation is about 3 to 3.5%, 3.3 precisely right now. Every single year, that's how much you take. It's taken from you, right? Either you are living down your money there. That's how much it's being taken from you. But guess what? But guess what? What can you do? How can you beat that inflation? It's not about putting your money in the bank. Bank will just put your money, will get your money safe, but it never grows, right? But we want to grow our money, right? We want to grow. So that's what this is all about. And welcome, welcome everyone. So how do you do it? We invest in Chinese currency is good. Oh, Well, I don't know. Okay, all right. Well, I invest in the US dollars right now, okay? But you can invest in whatever currency. As a matter of fact, it's not about the currency or anything. It's just about you. It's just about your preference. You can invest anywhere in any currency in any way that you like. So welcome here, and thank you all for tapping down the live. On the TT side, we want to get to 10,000 taps in 10 minutes. 10,000 taps in 10 minutes. And on the YouTube side, can we all subscribe? Subscribe, you have, it doesn't take anything from you. We're trying to get to 20 subscribers tonight. And Shortcake, welcome here. Debbie, welcome here. And everyone that's here, welcome to the house. Just saying, everyone, welcome. And for some reason I can't tap. Welcome all 12 people that just joined on the YouTube side. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals turn their wealth into, turn their income into wealth, right? That's what I do here, right? That is what I do. Today is about smart investing. So welcome, subscribe if you haven't as well. Subscribe and do that. And we're going to get straight into it, okay? We're going to, Jamal, welcome. Remzo, welcome on the TT side. Welcome all of you. Welcome here. So, most of the time, if you are too afraid to start investing, it's a valid fear because there is a risk when it comes to investing. However, not investing at all and putting your money in the savings account, just leaving it there, you're getting a 0.01%. But inflation is at 3.5%, 3.3% precisely. It means that you are losing your money at 3.3%, but you're only getting a 0.01%. So how then do you invest your money, understanding that there's risk in the stock market investing, but regardless, if you are not investing, you are losing money. So what do you do? Where is that thin line? Where's that fine line? A perfect line. That is what is called the smart investing. It's the strategy the multimillionaires and the billionaires get to use, right? Welcome, the music fam. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Do that because it doesn't cost you anything. You learn way more than whatever taps that you do. Awesome. So thank you all for subscribing right there. Queen Chris, welcome. So, and I know understand the questions I get in my DM every single day. One of them is, I want to invest, but I'm too confused. I don't know where to get started. That's number one, right? That is number one thing that you hear. The other thing is that I am too scared to invest, right? I am too scared to invest. Or you can also put in the comments, why don't you invest, right? Why don't you invest? Put it in the comment section. I just want to know, why don't you invest? The other thing is that I am too scared to invest. Then the other one is, I need a lot of money. So the lot of money, right? The first three, I agree with you. There's just so many fears. There's the fear, which is a genuine fear because you could lose your money. However, the last one, which is I need a lot of money, even with $1, you can invest in the stock market. Just with $1. How do I mean? You can simply buy fractional shares. What are fractional shares? Fractional shares are just individual, you can say, okay, I have $1, but I want to buy $1 worth of this particular investment. What are investment, by the way, or what is investing? Investing simply means that you instead of you want to buy a portion of a company. So for instance, let's talk about Amazon. We all know Amazon. We buy on Amazon. Because you are buying on Amazon, you might say that, you know what, I also want to own a part of this Amazon company. You want to own a part of this Amazon company. Great. And everyone that joined, please, we're trying to get to 10,000 taps in 10 minutes. Let's do that. Let's keep tapping it out. Let's keep tapping out the live, and let's share out the live. So basically, you're just saying that I want to own a part of this company, right? A part of this company. So what does this, what in real sense? So what do? You buy a portion of the company through the stock exchange. You go into the brokerage firm and you open your account, you deposit that money, and you start buying the stocks, right? Buying an investment. in that company. So this is like beginner investing. You don't even know anything at all when it comes to investing. Right there, that is how you get started. However, with the strategies that I'm talking about, if you're not buying individual stock, you are buying basket of funds. So think about it. So instead of you saying that you are buying just Amazon, you are not just buying Amazon, you're buying Amazon, but then you also love Coca-Cola, but then you also love Google, you love Microsoft, you love Meta, you love all of this, you love Exxon, which is energy, right? You love so many companies, but you only have $100. So instead of you picking one individual stock, you decide to do what? You buy a basket of that stock, a basket of stocks. So whenever you spend your $1, you're not just buying one, you are buying multiple. You are buying multiple. Excuse me. You're buying multiple stocks, right? That's what you're doing whenever you buy. And what does this mean? Why should you buy multiple versus individual? What that helps you to do is, you see, whenever people say they lose money in stock, it's because maybe they bought a penny stock, and or they did day trading, they bought individual stocks, and for whatsoever reason, that stock went all the way down. However, with this strategy, what this helps you to do is that you are not just buying one, right? You are buying multiple, you are buying several, okay? And when you buy several, what you see is that it's impossible for your stock to go down. All right? It is very impossible for your stock to go down because you are buying so many. So think about it. The very popular one, S&P 500. The top 500 companies in the United States. And whenever we say top 500 companies, we are basically saying these companies they are competing, right? Because it is point in time. It is not, you don't get into the S&P 500, top 500 companies and remain there forever. Every quarter, performance is being evaluated. So every company wants to be on that S&P 500. Every single company wants to be, right? Because it shows that, okay, they are performing in terms of their cash flow, they are performing in terms of their assets, in terms of their books, their profit margin, their income and expenses, everything is top notch. That is what it simply means, right? So they want to be in the S&P 500. So that's what I mean by point in time. So every quarter it is being reviewed, okay? So what does this mean? It means that whenever you invest your money, you are not just doing a gamble and just thinking that, oh, this stock is going to grow. That's not what you're doing. What you are basically doing is, you know what? You are making sure that you are getting the best of the best in class, right? The top of the top, the people competing, companies that are competing. So we are talking about companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Exxon. All of these top companies are the ones that you find in that basket of stocks. So it means that these companies, literally, the chances of them going down is very low. And that is where the risk is pretty minimal. And why do I know? They have the trend of returning to have returned 8 to 12% in the past 30, 40 years, averagely. Last year, it returned 18%. To bring it to perspective, if you put your money in the Bank of America, Chase or Wells Fargo right now, you get 0.01%. Bring it to perspective, if you put $10,000 a whole year, you get $1 on your Bank of America. And that's what a lot of middle class is doing as of today. Everybody just put their money in Bank of America. They put it in these big banks and they leave it there and they are losing money. Think about it. Inflation is taking 3% or 3.5%, but you are getting 0.01%. And that might be the reason why you think that you are losing money, you are not growing your wealth, right? You have safety, but not exactly safely because inflation is taking from you. All right. So, and tonight, for everyone that is just joining, we're talking about smart investing. That's what we're talking about. A strategy that you can invest with conveniently, easy to start, and of course you're trading by yourself and you are not going to have worry because it has the track record of returning 8 to 12% averagely for the past 30, 40 years. James Bond, welcome back again. Welcome back again. And thank you for tapping out the live. We get to 10 here. We tap to 10,000, within the first 10 minutes. And If you sit here for 5 minutes, you find it helpful, get your daily at me right there. 5 minutes, first 5 minutes. If you don't find it valuable, then you can just say, but get your daily at me after your like 5 minutes, and let's tap out the L out of this life so we can get to 10,000 within the first 10 minutes so that we can get on the FYP. So thank you all for doing that. Really appreciate you coming over. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm doctor of business and the doctor that talks about the 4 pillars of wealth creation, wealth building. That's what we talk about, right? I help you transition your 9 to 5 into cash flowing asset that will help you give you financial freedom, because that is what we talk about here. This is not get rich quick scheme. This is about how you build long-term wealth, right? So welcome. I'm a serial investor as well, and I've been investing for close to 20 years, right? Also, welcome here. Thank you so much for the Go Popular. Roma, welcome. And everyone that is here, let's also share with our friends. Just share it, press the forehead on the screen, and then you share it with all of your contacts so that they can keep learning. And you as well, I know we are all locked in. Let's tap it out to 10,000. So as I was saying, if you want to start investing and you don't know where to get started, this is for you, right? This is for you. It's easy. It's just an easy way to beginner's guide, basically. So basically, and we're talking about smart investing. Smart investing is simply put ETF, exchange traded fund, or index fund. Just any of those two. Exchange traded fund, index fund. What is that? It's just a basket of stocks. So oftentimes people invest in individual stock, but for you to do this strategy properly, where you are not losing money, you're talking about ETF, like an S&P 500, like the VOO that you probably have heard. VOO, everybody talks about VOO, right? Like the SPY. Those are strategies. Those are ticker symbol for S&P 500 right there. And that is how you actually grow your wealth, right? That's how you grow your wealth. So like I was saying, if you put $10,000 a day, thank you so much for the follow. If you put $10,000, right, in your bank, if you left it last year, you only get what? $1. That's all that you got, because you get 0.01%, and they might even charge you administration fees, right? So what should you do instead, right? Your money is there, even though inflation is eating some of it, 3%, but at least it's there. But then the other part is that you want to grow it. You don't want 0.01%. You can invest it. You can put it in, what's it called? Like CD that gives you 3 to 5%. You can put it in IE savings account that gives you like 3 to 5% as well. However, if you want something more than this, right, which is ideal, you want to think about exchange traded funds. And this is the smart investing for beginners. Smart investing for beginners. So it is ETF, a basket of stocks, whereby you have, think about it, top 500 companies. That's one ETF, right? Top 500, S&P 500 is an ETF because it houses, the fund has the top 500 companies point in time in the United States. Is returned between 8 to 12%. So you're almost, for the past 30-40 years, averagely is returned that. So what does this mean? Instead of you getting 0.01%, even if you go at the lower level, which is 8%, you are getting 8%. Put it to perspective, the same 10,000, if you had put it in an S&P 500, you would get at least $800. Versus if you put it in Bank of America, Chase, or Wells Fargo, you will get $1. If you put it in an IU savings account, you get about $300 to $500. If you put it in a CD, you get about $400. Just to put it. So I think I would rather take $800 to $1,200. And as a matter of fact, this S&P 500 did about 18% last year. So it means that 10,000, if you put 10,000, you had put 10,000 last year. Right now, it is 18. You would have got, your money would have been almost 12,000. 12,000. So 1,800 is what you would have gotten. And guess what? It has been like this averagely for the past 30-40 years. And that is why the multimillionaires and the billionaires, you can go on Google right now and search it. I always say, trust but verify. Go on Google and check where does the multimillionaires and the billionaires put their money. You will see number one, which is index funds, index fund ETF. Number two will be real estate. That is the reason why they put their money there, because you want to protect your principal first. A lot of time people will want to gamble their money away, do get rich quick scheme. In the process of doing that, they lose the principal, they lose their actual money in the process of you chasing money, right? So but this strategy, it is not a get rich quick scheme, but guess what, even though it is returning 8 to 12%, even at 8%, there's something called the rule of 72. It doubles every 7 years. Between 5 and 7 years, that's when it doubles, right? Depending on the rate of return that it has. It doubles every 6 to 7 years, between 5 to 7 years, even at an 8% or even lower. So, what does this mean? If you put your 100,000, let's say 100,000, you put it from year by year 6, year 7, your money becomes 200,000, and you want to listen, it becomes sweeter. It becomes sweeter. Year 14, your 100,000 becomes 400,000. Year 14, year 21, your 100,000 becomes what? Your 100,000 becomes 800,000. And this is you at the minimum. By year 28, your 100,000, you did not put any extra money, by the way, no extra dollars, right? No extra dollar. By year 28, your 100,000 becomes 1.6 million. And you're wondering, who did not tell you this? How come I never knew this? Now you know it. It's removed from the curriculum for a reason, so that you will be able to continue to do the 9 to 5 and work for 45 years and not know all of this, right? It is right there in plain sight. You just don't know about it. It's called S&P 500. Is pretty popular. Every single person knows it. And that's one of the least when it comes to ETF, right? S&P 500. The other one, you can buy the ETF, is just a basket of stocks. That's what it is. S&P 500 just track the top 500. You can buy the top 1,000 companies. You can decide to buy international. You can buy the entire 3,200 companies, like the entire US stock market, like a VTI. You can buy the entire US stock market. You can say that, okay, you know what? I don't even want to buy US stock market. I want to buy just everything outside of the US. You want to buy international. That is ETF. You can say that, okay, you know what? I just want to buy energy companies, right? ETF on energy. You want to buy real estate ETF. Those are different funds. Whenever you see it, whenever you hear ETF, that's what it simply means. It's just a basket of fund managed by a company, right, on your behalf, but the fees structure are very low. You're buying everything, and thank you all for tapping out the live. Can we get it to 10,000 likes? If you do 10,000, that would be absolutely amazing, so that we can have some more people, and let's share out the live, and subscribe if you haven't on YouTube as well, for those of my YT community. Thank you so much. Ade Mode, thank you so much for tapping out the live. Bellevue, Kelsey, Exquisite, Diva, Goyek, and can we also power share? I will do one level of power share right now, just so I can get everyone here as well. Every of my let's so that they know I am here. Okay. I'm doing just power share. If you can also do the same thing, just press the forehead and share with your friends while we are tapping out the live, and the YouTube as well. You guys, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you for sticking with me right here, and let's keep tapping out the live. James Bond, thank you for tapping out the live. I am also doing my own level of power sharing. Okay, that is what I'm doing, so I can and make sure that as we go into it, nobody misses anything. Everybody knows that I'm here. Everybody finds out that I'm here, and they do not lose the information. Basically, that's what I'm doing right now. All right. Okay. And I'm just doing that. I'm doing that. Great. Awesome. And let's keep tapping out. Let's share with our friends as well. Our friends, our enemies, everybody. Let them come learn how to build wealth the right way. Okay? I'm doing this right here. Okay. All right. So I just did that. Perfect. Perfect. And thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you so much for tapping out the live. Great, great, great. And the power share. So S&P 500 is one of many ETFs. So if all that you've heard is S&P 500, S&P 500, there is way more S&P 500. So one that you can also talk about is the S&P 500, that one of the ETF, right? ETF is basically exchange traded funds. ETF is exchange traded funds. Okay, so S&P 500 returned 8 to 12% averagely for the past 30, 40 years. So it's almost guaranteed that you do not lose your money, right? There's always the uncertainty when it's in the stock market. There's no guarantees. But if it has returned averagely for the past 30, 40 years, that means that there is trend. That's trend right there. You have the trend that you need to confirm that, okay, if it has done this for the past 30 years, you can definitely rely that in the next 30 years you are going to get the same outcome, right? That's what it is assumed, right? So, and that's why this is more like it's a long-term investing, medium-term investing. You cannot say, okay, you want to buy today and you are doing it, backing out tomorrow. You will not achieve the goal. Another S&P 500, for those that are wanting to know, how do you buy S&P 500? So the different ones that we have VOO, we have IVV, and of course we have SPY. What is VOO? The difference between all of them tracks the same thing. They track S&P 500. The difference between them is one is owned by Vanguard. So VOO is owned by Vanguard. V, right? There is the SPY is owned by State Street, S. And then we have the IVV owned by BlackRock, I believe, right? All of them has returned decently, almost the same thing, because they track the same thing. They have the same company. The only difference is just their fee structure. The fees of this one might be 0.02, the other one might be 0.03 or 0.05, which is pretty insignificant, the differences between them. So any of them is good. Any of them is good or you can decide to just share your money and say, okay, you know what, I get some bit of SPY and I get a bit of VOO right there, and then you're good. And that is how it is being done. All right, so S&P 500 is one. S&P 500 is one. Another one that you can also put your money in, that I put my money in, is NASDAQ 100. Pretty popular. You probably would have, maybe you don't know it as S&P, not NASDAQ 100. It is the top technology companies, top 100 technology company. So like a QQQM, right? It has returned 18 to 20% averagely as well. But even though it is higher, so also is the risk. So it has more fluctuation than the S&P 500. S&P 500 is almost like stable. It's not like stable because it's growing, but it's not going to have a major swing, right? Unlike the tech. We know it's tech, right? Why do I invest in tech, or why do I say tech? I know tech is the future. Tech is now. Tech is taking everybody's job, right? I am, and also at my day job, I'm a vice president of technology. And of course, I also teach, I'm a professor that teaches AI, cybersecurity, and deep learning. So I know so much about technology, and I'm also a doctor of business and technology. So you know that I am tech, right? So, and that's it right there. So that's why I put my money in there, because I know, it is going up, right? AI and all of that, with everything that is happening, AI and all of that, it is right there. So NASDAQ 100, and it's pretty popular as well. You probably would have, if you're an intermediate investor, you would have heard of QQQ, or you would have heard of QQQM, right? UK, that is another one where I put my money as well. And it's also a very decent ETF because it's technology, right? Everybody is like NVIDIA. So companies like NVIDIA, companies like Google, companies like Microsoft, right? Or your phone. And so companies like Apple, you will find them right there inside that same portfolio. Inside there, and it's returned 18 to 22%. Why are we even talking about the basket of funds? Because it helps you to diversify. Instead of you saying you want to pick and choose stocks and all of that, don't. You're a beginner investor, you don't understand the chart. You don't just get a basket of funds. Get the basket of funds and call it a day. Let's get a basket of funds, set it to make the deduction and the purchase consistently. And once you're doing that, guess what? Set it and let compounding do the growth. And that's where a lot of time people always make that mistake. They think it takes a lot. They feel that it takes a lot to actually build wealth. And I say no. Or whenever we say investing, they always think that, oh, it takes a lot to invest. But what I'm saying, it does not. And also Warren Buffett, who they call him the Lord of Investing, he confirmed the same thing. He says it doesn't take so much. It doesn't take so much. It just you just set it up and go, right? And let compounding, based on what I just described, 100,000 becoming 1.6 million. It is just about the time in the market versus you timing the market or trying to pick and choose. All right? Just be patient and leave your money there and you see it grow right there. So, why is ETF a good one? It helps with diversification, right? So many, variety is the spice of life. Instead of you saying that you are buying just bananas and it's just bananas, right? Too much of everything is bad. Just think about it. You now have a basket of fruit. You not only have bananas, you have apples, you have grapes, you have oranges, and all of that, all of the different foods. I believe if you have to choose, I want to believe that everybody will want to choose the varieties, right? Rather than eating the same thing, right? You can't be eating the same thing every day. You have different varieties. And that is the beauty. That is what is called diversification. Whenever you are investing, always think of something. Diversify your portfolio. What does this mean? It means that if you put your $100 and you put it in one stock, you are betting that this stock is going to grow. And the same way, it might not grow. It might go down. But when you put your $100 on like a 500 stocks or 100 stocks, it simply means that you are betting that all these 100 stocks are going to grow. And guess what? It might be a 50-50, where 50% of them grow and the other one does not grow. Where do you land? You still land on a good playing field because you have 50% that is growing, because you have a 50% chance versus you putting all your eggs in one basket. So diversification is one of the strategy that you use to edge when it comes to investing in the stock market. Diversification. The other thing that you also, whenever you are investing as a beginner, one is diversification, two is your patience. Patience. Time in the market always win timing the market, right? The time that you spend in the market, you spend it 5 years, right? Rather than you saying that, buy the stock tomorrow, you want to day trade, and tomorrow you want to sell it to make quick gains. Guess what? Somebody that is consistent, that is leaving the money in the market, chances of the person winning is higher than you trying to gamble and say, I buy it today, I sell tomorrow. And there are some taxes. You pay higher capital gain taxes when you do short-term sales, right? When you do short-term trading, you pay higher capital gain taxes versus when it's long-term. The other thing that you also want to learn as a beginner, whenever we're talking about beginning, is consistency, right? Consistency, right? What does consistency mean? Do it like a clockwork. Just the same way you work, you do your 9 to 5. Invest like that consistently. As you are getting your paycheck, you are paying your taxes, you are paying your social security, you are paying your health and all of those insurance. Also pay your investment account. That is the only part. See, all of those ones the taxes, that's a liability to you, because that money is for the government, is for IRS. The insurance is for your health in case something happen or whatever. Your bills, your light bill, those are liability. Your rent, right? It's a liability. This is the only part. This one that you do is the only one that is growing. Or has anybody put money in his utilities and then you go back and say, okay, my utilities, has it increased? How many percentage has it increased? It's not. Or you pay your landlord the rent, then you go back to the landlord. This money I gave you, has it increased? Except you own your property and you pay you use you pay mortgage. That's the only time you can say, oh, my property is appreciating, all of that. That is when your chances of even getting some return is there. So this is the only time where you take some of your money, regardless of how much you are making, even if you are making minimum wage. That is where they have made this system gives a provision such that you can, as little as $1. I mean, that's the least currency before we get to the coins. $1, £1, whatever you can buy, invest in the stock market, right? So consistency whenever you're beginning, diversifying, right? Consistent diversifying, the discipline that comes with it, and of course your patience. That patience is what is going to get you carried on, right? And for you to drive consistency, we'll do one thing, which is because a lot of times it's hard for people to get discipline. So what do? Okay, what do? You allow automation. Automation is always going to be powerful than discipline. The same way, it's automation that they use to deduct your paycheck, right? For taxes. That's the same way. Automation is what is going to help you to drive consistency. And that's all that we're going to be talking about. So it's always remember, right? Whenever I say patience, always remember the time, right? Remember, 100,000 becomes 1.6 million, becomes 1.6 million. Somebody that puts $100,000 every single month out of his paycheck from age 20 to age 60 to age 65, just leave it in an S&P 500, we have millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. So that is it right there. And you're wondering, how come I'm not a millionaire? That's because it's just basically you don't know. And the other thing is that a lot of times, $10,000, always think about it. $10,000, for you to have $10,000 a year, all that it takes you is $27. $27. So for people that say, I don't have money to invest, $27 is what every day for 365 days, that is $10,000. A lot of us spend more than $27 a day, right? And that $10,000, think about it, the 100,000 that I talked about earlier, that $10,000, that is 10,000 for 10 years. That is $100,000 right there. Trust me, if you put it in an S&P 500 or you put it in ETF, you realize that you are on your way of becoming a multi-millionaire, not just a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. And that's how you do it. So you are just $27, which is that your lunch money and your coffee every day. You are just 1 minute. That's the only thing that is holding you from becoming that millionaire. To get to that millionaire status is as simple as that. And for those people that want to buy real estate as well, that is what is holding you to buy your first rental home, because all that you need, I'm using an FHA loan, right? Right there is that $10,000, $12,000 to get a $250,000 home. Right there, 3.5% is all that you need. How do I know? That's also because I'm a serial investor and I manage and own double-digit real estate portfolio. And that's part of the pillars of wealth creation that I talk about. So some of the biggest mistakes that people always have, some of the key things, right, when it comes to investing as a beginner, and I get it in my mail and I see it every time of my life. Number one is waiting too long, procrastination, right? We all procrastinate, right? But know that for every single day that you wait and you don't invest, you know what you're doing? You are one step losing money every single day. Because think about it, some people bought, when I started talking some weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when the war was going on, the S&P 500, like the VO, went all the way down to 585, even to 570. No, is it? Yeah, 570. Right now is back at, the last time I checked it, it was 630 or 637 or something, or 645. It's now at all-time high. Guess what? The people that could not open the account at that time, we talked about it. They said, oh, I will do it, but never did it. Guess what is happening? They have just, that time has sailed. They would have increased their money by, guess what? Almost $60 per share. That's how much they would have increased their money right now. But it's not too late. Don't say you missed that. This is also another better time. Never procrastinate. Take action, right? That's one thing. I don't know, waiting too long. The other thing is trying to time the market. Oh, When is the market going to go down? That is also another form of procrastination. You're saying, okay, I want to buy at the least of the market. How do you know that's going to be the least of the market? When is the market is at the low? How do you know? Excuse me. For instance, so many people said, oh, there's going to be after COVID, and when people were doing the bidding war with properties, what happened? A lot of people started saying, oh, you know what? There's going to be a lot of problems. There's going to be a lot of problems with there's going to be a lot of foreclosure, and a lot of people were buying houses cheap. Till date, that has not happened. So if you keep waiting, you will, every single time that you're waiting, you are losing money, right? Think about it. Every single time there's compound interest, right? Take your compound interest calculator, and just every single time that you're waiting, that time that you're waiting, you're losing money. You would have grown some more money while you are waiting and you are still watching. You would have grown so much money versus when you are just waiting in the stock market and you are just waiting on the sideline. Okay, you are just waiting on the sideline. So and the other thing about it is that, think about it, the diversification. You're spreading it across multiple because you know that it's something that is safe, that you are investing in right there. So try to time the market. Procrastination, that's the first one. Time. Then the last thing is not being consistent, right? Not being consistent, that's the other thing. So, and like I said, when it comes to two of the major benefits, when it comes to S&P 500, I mean, when it comes to ETF, exchange traded fund or index fund, is diversification. The other thing is that compound interest would help you grow your money. Remember that compound interest, because if you leave it in the bank, give you 0.01%, right? Versus you getting 8 minimum 8% is what you can get minimum. That's about the minimum you can. And what are the different other ones? We have the S&P 500, we have the Nasdaq 100, you have the dividend ETF as well, that would also give you some cash flow. As it speaks dividends, you also get profit sharing. So it's not just growth, but it also have profit sharing as well. Like tracks the top dividend paying company for the past the top 100 dividend paying company. You can buy the entire US market. You can also add real estate into it. So if you are, the thing about it, just to explain, right? If you are really serious, you want to, you understand this, you want to start investing, you want the step by step, right? This is that's why I'm hosting a smart investing workshop. It is free, right? It is free, but it's a workshop, not a class, not a course. It's live. It is free, but you have to register, right? You have to register. You will find the link in my bio. You see nestu.me, click on the link and you register. It's May the 23rd and you would register for it. Limited spots available. Like I said, it's totally free. There's no catch. You come in and you get but the only thing is that you get your laptop because it's hands-on. So you're going to be setting your portfolio. One thing that I want to tell you, never ever should you allow anybody invest on your behalf. Don't give your money to anybody. I had a one-on-one session some weeks ago. I mean, sometime this week, not a week. And they said they are investing for her and they are taking so much thousands of dollars from her. And she has not gotten a single return. There are so many scams out there on the street. So if anybody says they want to invest for you, please do not do that. That is red flag number one. All you have to do, open your account yourself. Keep it simple. This is the strategy that the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, this is what they use, right? You can go on Google yourself. Don't even count what. Go on Google and say, Dr. Lina said this is where the multi-millionaires and the billionaires put their money. What is, is this true or not? And you find it right there. You will find it right there and right there. Okay. Open the first thing that you want to do. You register for the course. For the workshop, right? Get your laptop, get ready. It's not something that you'll be driving and listening, because it's hands-on. You're going to be setting everything up. So you would find it, and let me show you. right? The class is limited. It's so you find it right here on YouTube. I would show you as well. So you click on it right here. This is on CT. Click on open anyway, and you would see it right here. It's $0. It is $0. You click on it and it will take you, it literally takes you 2 minutes or more to get to do that. And let me show it to those on YouTube. Or you can simply just send me a DM on YouTube and I would show you. Where are you? So, okay. So this is it. You go here, and then if you click on here, you would see it right here. It's nestyou.me right there, and you will find it right there as well on YouTube. That's it. So click on it and you would be able to get into the class. We have very, very limited spots available. Ade, are you trying to come up? Because you keep requesting, do you want to come up? Put yes, let me know. Let me know. Maybe you have a specific question. So we have few seats left, right? I just started talking about it's May the 2nd and it is totally free. So for for the workshop, in the workshop, what you're going to be doing is all of the stocks that we're talking about, or all of this investment that we're talking about, you can easily, I'll just give you the list. It's like a buffet. Then you go and pick and choose based on your age, based on your profile. You can definitely just do that. Just definitely do that. Get it. So you have to open your account. You will get an email, right? You get an email, and if you need a minute to go and to get it done right now, you get an email with the list of all of the different investment houses, like brokerage firm. So you get an email. So this is not for the United States alone, right? That is, I want us to already have the account open, because remember, procrastination is number one, right? I want it to a situation where people are able to get it done, right? Right there, right there. So you have your investment account open. So how do you open the account? You are not doing it with Bank of America. No, we are not doing it with the banks. It is called brokerage firm, investment houses. Example, in the US, you have Vanguard, you have Fidelity, you have Schwab's, you have Robinhood, you have Weibo, you have Ameritrade, you have JP Morgan with Chase, you have Merrill Lynch with Bank of America. Those are their investment arms, right? You can open with any of them. Read their review, whichever one that you feel comfortable, open it. For the people in Canada, all you need is Wealth Simple. Wealth Simple is all that you need in Canada. And or you can, but I have a long list. Once you register, it's going to pull up all of the list for you, and you can just do your review and right there. For the people in Europe, UK, France, Sweden, and all of that, you have Trading 212. Trading 212 right there. And then for those that are in Africa, right? There is what's it called for you? There is Bamboo, there is Stanbic IBTC, there is Investment One, there is some in UAE. Just simply go on Google and you would say that if I did not mention your country, you are in Asia and all of that. Send me a DM if you have a specific question, you don't know how to locate it, and I'll be able to provide it for you. But ultimately, the goal here is to let us end this whole procrastination thing, right? Because now you are forced to open the account before the Smart Investing Workshop. You see what I did there? Yes. Try to, one of the things that stop people. Then the second thing is that, a lot of people would say, I don't have money. Your $1, all that's what you need. If you decide to say, okay, all that I want to start putting is $10 every single month, so be it. But we're going to set it up. It's going to be consistent, and you keep doing it like a clockwork, right? Like a clockwork is what is going to happen. Thank you all for tapping out the light. Thank you for power sharing one more time, inviting your friends. Hey, by 212, welcome, and thank you for the daily admin. Right, so for those that have been here, daily admin is just 1 cent. It just shows that you're a fan of here, and then you see that league and all of that. It pushes us to the 10%, and then we get to the C and then the B, and then we have more people in this life. And thank you so much for the Go Populars. Go Populars are very helpful as well. They Thank you so much for that. Go Populars are very helpful. James Bond, thank you so much for tapping out the live. So all of that is what really helps this life. Awesome. So if you haven't registered, take the time. Do not forget, it's May the 2nd, 12 noon Central Time. So you have all of the different time zone. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. For you, you come in, it's a workshop. Come with your laptop and you come and register, get it all settled in that life. Hey, level 10 by 212. Thank you. Well done. Well done. You have consistently been here, and every other person. I hope this life has been a blessing to you. I believe so. Okay, so we open. What is the basically? So you want to just start by yourself. Go and open a brokerage account, right? That's the number one thing. You said May 2nd. Yes, it is May 2nd, which is next Saturday, May 2nd, and it's at 12 noon Central Time. But you will see it. Click on the link, right? Click on the link that, like I showed you earlier. If you want me to show it again, I would show it. The class is filling up fast, guys. I'm not kidding. People like the free stuff, right? And I also give the freebies as well, right? So register a day. Register May the 2nd is what it is. May the 2nd is what it is. All right. So, but before that, open your account, right? Have your account open. If you're in the US, like I said, Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab's, Webull, Robinhood, Ameritrade, all of that, or just go on Google and search. If you're in Canada, Wealthsimple. If you're in Europe, Trading 212. In Africa, you have Bamboo, you have Investment One, you have Stanbic IBTC, you have all of this for you. And then the next thing is for you to start investing. You have to fund your account, right? Open the account, then the next thing is to fund it, right? Such that the money is going to come from somewhere that you want to use in investing. Just have the money ready and start investing like that, right? Start investing. And then the third one is that you're going to build a portfolio, because that's the part that's important, because you need to know how old are you, right? How old are you? And for those that just joined, if you haven't followed, follow. Now is your skill to follow. Follow. Let's do that. Thank you for sharing the live. By 212, James Bond, thank you for tapping out the live. Let's keep tapping out the live. And thank you for the follows, right? Thank you for subscribing on YouTube as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Let's subscribe there. We are trying to get it to all the way up right there. Awesome. So how do you build your portfolio? Maybe Webull. Yes, Webull is also it's a good one. But I always say, especially if you are having your Roth IRA here in the US is a retirement account. So like you have your 401k with your employer. Okay, let's even talk about it. The 3 accounts, or what sort of accounts should you open? So you're going to be opening, ideally you should have 3 to 4 accounts when it comes to investing. Number 1 account, right, is your 401k. What is 401k? It's with your employer, right? And what should you do? You're going to put whatever the employer is matching, right? If they're matching 3%, 5%, 6%, you are doing that and you are matching to that level. Nothing more than that, right? Because it's locked away. The money is there. It's locked away. It's going to be taxed later. The other one that you want to have is your Roth IRA. Roth IRA is going to help you. It's a tax advantage account because it's taxed from the source. So the example I gave earlier, you put 100,000. If your money becomes 1.6 million, it's 1.6 million you get. It's not going to be taxed. There's not going to be capital gain tax on it. But every single year, all the highest you can put in is 7,500, and your income is what also make you qualify. If you earn more than 150,000, you might not be able to do the direct Roth IRA. But you can do what? You can do the backdoor Roth IRA, right? You want to do that is 7,500 limit a year. That's about $625 every single month. And guess what? That is how you make sure you take care of your future. We all understand that There might not be social security at at some point. It might run out. It might not. So you want to take care of your future, right? And if you are waiting on your children, guess what? They would be blessed. They will be, but let it be optional, right? You have your own backup, and if they give you more, you are being thankful. That's what it is. But you cannot, because they have their own bills as well at that point, which is going to be higher than what we have right now. So um having said that, the other one that a lot of people always neglect, and it's absolutely important, is a triple tax advantage account, and that is your HSA, your health savings account, right? Some, if you have some health plan, it comes with it. But if you don't have that, you want to also have that, because that is for your health, right? And then it is not taxed at the source. It is not taxed, it's not going to be taxed later. It's so far you use it for health. So why not take that? And it grows as well, because they put it in investment and it's growing as well. So you want to also fund your HSA account. And the last one is your brokerage account. That's the one, these two or three, these two, 401k and Roth IRA, if you take money from it before age 59 and a half, right, you are going to get penalties on it. It's going to be, you can take your money, but you will be taxed, and then you still pay penalties on it. However, what should you do in turn, right? You have a brokerage account. The brokerage account, that does not, even though you pay capital gain taxes on it, but you don't get any penalties. So you want to have all of this account. So as you are opening an account, ensure that, okay, it's, even if you cannot open everything right now, just make sure that you have it, at least right? You start with your Roth IRA brokerage account, and make sure that you are doing your 401k as well, because that is for your future. Brokerage account is for your present. You can have your vacation money right there. You can have, savings, your savings account right there. Yeah, I would like to. Okay. All right. Perfect. So, what do I want to say? So, having said that, so that is the account that you can open. And a day, like your question, Weibo is already as part of the list. I don't know if you have registered for the Smart Investing Workshop. Weibo is part of the list of the accounts in brokerage firm that we have listed. So if you prefer Weibo, just review it and that's what you're going to open. You can even open two. You can have Roth IRA. You can also have Roth IRA. You can also have your brokerage account in a separate location. It doesn't have to be the same. You can open it. You can open. It's just an account, right? It's an account, but it's not just an account. You want to ensure that it's funded, and you set the automation. So all of those things, we're going to be doing it in class. So during the workshop, basically during the workshop, we're going to be setting it up. Why is this also? Why part of the things that we're going to be doing as part of the workshop, your portfolio. You see, there's some age brackets, right? There are different age brackets. So if you are closer to, you're in your 50s, or you're going to retirement, you cannot do something that is highly risky. So you are on the low spectrum of, when they say low spectrum of risk, your risk level, risk tolerance should be low, because you are closer. You don't have the time. Remember, time in the market versus somebody that is in their 20s or early 30s. These people still have 20, they still have 30, 40 years. So even if anything goes wrong, stock market goes down, there's war, there's anything, they still have the time to recoup. But if you are in your 50, you are closer to retirement, you want to be in the moderate to low risk, right? Low to moderate, actually low to moderate, not moderate to low to moderate risk. That's where you want to find yourself. And these are things we're going to be talking about, you building your portfolio, right? Because you don't want to start doing NASDAQ 100 that the risk level is low. You want to high versus, or medium, is actually medium, versus you doing an S&P 500 that the risk level is closer to a low. That's where you want to stay. And those are the things we'll be talking about in the workshop, as well as hands-on, you setting it up and letting it fly, basically setting it up, setting it, and you know that, okay, I am good with this, right? At least you will come with a list of these are what I need to. And then the other thing is that you would see this is how you automate it, right? If you have dividends investing, we're going to be turning on drip as well, just so you can get it all reinvested, okay? All in reinvested. So those are things we're going to be talking about in the investing workshop, right? So if you haven't registered, you can take a minute or two. You can find let me just show it for those that are just joining. And thank you all for tapping out the live. We are almost at the 30,000. Well done, well done, well done, James Bond. Thank you, and everyone. Thank you all for tapping out the live. That is absolutely amazing. That's absolutely amazing for everyone tapping. I do appreciate that. It helps this live. Thank you for the Go Popular, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't. And for everyone on TikTok, I also have my YouTube channel. It is Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On Instagram, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina as well. You want to subscribe, you want to follow, and on YouTube, I have on his TikTok, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You want to follow as well, and the same thing across. But thank you, blessed one, for the follow. So let us also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So let me show it one more time for people that just joined. So you find it here. It's nestyou.me. Click on it. You find the same thing on the YouTube as well for the YouTube community. Click on Open Anyway right here, and then you will find it right here. It's free, but registration is required. Free, but registration required. Okay, that's it right there. You click on it, and under 1 minute, you are able to register accordingly, right? It doesn't cost you anything. Just put your name. But guess what? If you know that you will not execute, then there's no point, right? Do not just register for the sake of registering. Don't, because like I said, we have very limited spots. So if you know you're not going to be there, please do not register. Leave the spot for people that will be there, and then they are willing to execute and run with this, because this is about, you want to start investing, you don't know how to get started, you are too afraid to get started. This is someone holding your hands to say, okay, this is how you go about it. Take this step, this is what you should do. This is, and I've provide you a buffet, right? An entire buffet where, okay, this is the different options, right? This one is in this basket of medium low. This is this basket of medium high, in terms of risk. Now you're not going to choose, right, for yourself to say, okay, this is more ideal for me based on my age bracket, based on my income, based on my current situation, because people's situations are very, very different, okay? Very, very different. And if you want something that is very personalized for you, you want your own personalized wealth blueprint, you can schedule your one-on-one session. You can also find it just in the same place. You can definitely find it right there, one-on-one consultation right there. It's a 1 hour session. At the end of the exercise, what you're going to have, your 1 hour, is your own personalized wealth blueprint. What's that? What does that mean? What personalized life blueprint would be? I mean, you need to provide the information, but it's your pay. What is your income? What's your expense? Is your expense too high? Should you reduce it? What should you need to cut off? Right? And then on top of that, you have, what are your investment options? What should be your next 30 days plan, action step? What should be your 90 days action plan? That's all that you're going to get. So at the time you're done, you know that you have clarity, right? It's a clarity session. You have clarity about how to move on with your finances. You know your financial health, right? You know you're okay, right? If your goal is, okay, I want to get to $1 million millionaire status in 10 years, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I need to be more aggressive. Congratulations to Ade Toro. Congratulations, you just made your own purchase. Congratulations to you, you just secured your spot. Awesome. All right. So you can book a one-on-one consultation if you want your own personalized wealth blueprint, right? Something that is designed for you, right? Something that is designed for you. Very, very. And then another thing is, for people, one of the pillars, I teach 4 pillars of investing, not investing, of wealth building. The number one is your income. It always starts with your income, right? Because except you won a jackpot or your family, right? Gave you generational wealth. Where you start from is your income, right? But a lot of time people get stuck. James Bond, thank you so much for tapping out the live, and everyone. Ade, Mikey, can we let's tap out the live? Can we maybe we can get it to 40,000 taps today? And if you haven't followed, let's do that. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's keep tapping out the live. And for everyone that tapped it to 31,000, kudos to you. I appreciate you. Can we get it to 40,000? I believe we can. Right? Can we do that? I want to think that we can. Yeah, we are small but mighty. We are getting it to 40,000. Let's keep tapping. It costs you nothing. It's just tap your screen. That's what it is. Just touch your screen non-stop. I know we're locked in. And if you have just been sitting here, you've learned a lot. Get your daily admin right here. It costs you 1 cent. And if you have Go Populars as well, do that, and we can, and let's power share. Let's share with our families and friends and even our enemies. Trust me, they would love you after. Yeah, they would love you right after that. So having said that, and the 4 pillars I teach, the 4 pillars of wealth building. It starts with your income. Say a lot of times we were taught one thing in school: go to school, get a job, right? But how is that working? It's probably not working, because you see that I am not going well. I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. So it always starts with your income. That income, if all that you do with it is take that income and fund your lifestyle, right? You use it to pay bills. All you're doing is just trading time for money. You're trading your life for money. Basically, that's what you're doing. This basic thing that I just did right now, that I just explained, got over 1.6 million views on IG. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it. You'll see it on my page. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina on IG. It got 1.6. It went viral. 1.6 million views. It means that it resonates with a lot of people. It means that a lot of people are in that category. Trading your time, your life for money, right? So think about it. People work and they fund their lifestyle, right? Use it to pay bills. But what should you do instead? If you keep doing this, what you realize is that you continue to work to pay bills. That's all that you're doing. You're trading your life for money, for bills. But what should you do instead? You take some of that money and you put it towards your lifestyle, because of course you have your bills. But guess what? You should not just do that. You take some of the money, you put it towards asset that cash flow. This is depreciating lifestyle liability. It's called DLL. But guess what? On this side, it is called appreciating cash flow, ACA. DLL, appreciating cash flow. DLL takes money from you, liabilities. So think about that car, think about that post, think about anything that doesn't generate money for you but takes money from you. That is the depreciating lifestyle liability, right? Those utilities, right? All of those kind of things are liabilities. But guess what? This asset, on the other hand, is appreciating cash flowing asset. Cash flowing debt means that whenever you put your money on it, it generates income. So think about it. We just talked about stock right now. We talked about ETF. Think about real estate. Think about, businesses. It gives you money because it's your money generating money for you. And that is how you build wealth. So my first pillar is that income, right? And that income is very, very important in this scheme of things, except you have got an inheritance. But so when you take that money and you put it in asset, right? And the first thing that you want to do is you want to increase your income. Mimoy, welcome. Suwaki, welcome, and thank you for tapping out the live. If you can get it to 40,000, that would be absolutely amazing. We've done a great job. Small but mighty tonight. Got to 31,000, but if you can even get it to 40,000, that would be great. And we're talking about smart investment, investing smartly, a strategy that the multimillionaire uses, almost guarantees you, protects you from losing your money in the stock market. All right. So having said that, income. So you want to, as much as possible, you want at the higher this income, and you still staying disciplined, putting it towards assets. The higher the income, the higher you see that, or the quicker you can become financially free. Because here, it's not about money for me. It's about financial freedom. Money is just a tool towards financial freedom. What's financial freedom? Simply put, ability to live life at your own terms. At your own terms, not trading your time for money. And whenever you trade your time for money, you are putting it towards asset, because you are making sure that your money is working for you. Every dollar has a job. All right. Omoba, welcome, Imoy, welcome, and every other person that just went. Let's tap out the life. Wait, let's get it to 40,000 in another, before the end of the life. Can we do it, right? I believe we can. I believe we can. And if you are just joining, there is a smart investing workshop that is happening May the 2nd. It's free. Registration is required, and you can find it in my bio. If you want me to show you, I will show it one more time after this conversation. Again, one more time, I would show it, and you can register. It's free, but registration is required. We have very limited seats left right now. At this point, very limited seats, and it is done. When it's gone, is gone, is gone. All right. So the income, right? After the income, you take some of that income, you invest it in asset that cash flows, right? And so once you what are the form of asset, like the investing, like the ETF, like the index fund, which we are going to talk about everything in the smart investing workshop. By the time you're done, you have everything settled and solid. Oh, Moba, thank you so much for the follow. If you haven't followed, I don't know what you're doing. Follow, and make sure you also subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. There are long form videos that is going to be more beneficial to you than you can even imagine, than whatever click that you did. I guess whatever click right now, the follow did not take anything from you, but you are getting way more. So follow and subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow here on TikTok as well if you have not done that. Welcome, and let's keep tapping out the live to 40,000. Tonight. Thank you all for doing that. Awesome. So that's your income. We have the smart investing workshop May 2nd, which is next Saturday. You want to register for that. So the other thing that I also wanted to, the other pillar, income is the first. The second pillar is smart investing. Third pillar that I talk about is real estate. Real estate, I call it the wealth accelerator. I call it the wealth engine. Call it whatever you want to call it, but real estate will put a lot of money. Real estate just gave me over $20,000 from my tax consultant, even with a vice president income and a job, or and with another job as a professor teaching AI cybersecurity and deep learning, or what's it called? My brain is not working yet. Teaching that, right? It means that it tells you that's double income, and then it's paying me back, and I'm still getting that from IRS, getting money back. That's a deposit, a down payment from another property. How? That's because I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. Own and manage, and I've been doing this over a decade. This is one of the biggest strategies that tax advantages that they get from, that the multimillionaires and billionaires get from investing. That's one of the biggest things, and that's why a lot of middle class people pay more in taxes even than the multimillionaires and the billionaires, because they have all of this asset that puts money in their pocket, not taking money. Whenever you always think about, you want to move from being an earner, so far you earn, right? You pay more taxes. When you get to the owners category, you pay less taxes. The taxes, this system favors owners, right? And ownership doesn't mean that you should go and buy one big company or whatever. So far you are an owner, you would be able to claim so much in taxes. It's more beneficial, because you know why? Because it is them that build those tax code. So they use it to favor them. They use it. It is the owners of this world, like the CEOs and the owners of companies, right? The Elon Musk, all of these big people. These are the people that are doing the tax codes. They know all of this tax codes, so they will use it for the benefit of themselves and their friends. But it is open to all. It is just that you are the one that is not taking advantage of it. So it's right there. It is right there. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for the tap. And thank you. I know we are all locked in. Let's do that. Let's do the power. I will be rounding up in 6 minutes. So let's do one round of that. If we can, in 6 minutes, can we get to 40,000? Let's keep tapping it out. And thank you all for the follow if you haven't followed. So always think about it. Move from being an earner to an owner. So basically, even if you are earning $500,000, you are earning $1 million. So far, you're trading your time for more. You are an earner. Always think about how you can switch, not totally switch. When I say switch, take some of your money, transfer it to the owner's category, right? James Bond, thank you so much for tapping that, right? Moving to the owner's category. What does this simply mean? It just simply means that when you go to the owner's category, you'll be able to claim a lot in taxes, right? And that is what real estate does. Real estate is one asset class that pays you in 6 different ways. 6 different ways. What do I mean? What are the 6 different ways? There's the cash flow, right? You're using the tenant's money to pay the bank, the mortgage. There's always going to be leftover after the difference between the mortgage and the rent. Your rental income and the mortgage. That difference right there, that is cash flow. The second way that you get, another paycheck that you get, is every single time that you pay the bank, right? That mortgage, that's a paycheck because you are using the tenant's money, right? It's the tenant's money that pays it. It's not you. You are not. It's the tenant that is paying the loan back. That in itself is what is called equity, because you are reducing your loan and you are increasing your ownership in that property. Basically, that is what you're doing, right? That is basically what you're doing. All right, and that's equity. And you might say that, oh, okay, but I don't plan to the house will be there for 30 years. The money is locked in there because I've not finished paying. No, hell no. You can actually get your money back through cash out refinance. Up to 75%, you can get it back. Say that, okay, I need it, and you can use it to buy another asset. Don't use it on a liability. Remember, it's another loan, right? You can do home equity line of credit where you have the credit available for you that you can use at your own time, right? Right there. That is the second way. The third one is appreciation. Real estate doubles its value every 7 years, every 10 years. Just like ETF doubles itself every 7 years, real estate does 10 years or lower if you buy it right. Then number 4 is tax advantages that I talked about. Think about it. You see those interest, the property taxes, the interest, the HOA, all of those fees, right? Repairs, all of those things, you will use it to reduce your taxable income. You use it to reduce your W2. So think about it. You are earning 200,000 and your taxes is, because you are in a 27 to 30% bracket or 32% bracket, you realize that you are paying, maybe your taxes is about 40,000, 50,000, thereabout, right? 30%. Guess what? Instead of you paying that 50%, because you have properties and there's depreciation on that property, there's depreciation, there is repairs, you pay property taxes, you paid repairs, you paid HOA, you pay interest, you will use it to reduce the 50,000. So instead of you paying IRS 50,000, you reduce how much you owe, right? You end up paying IRS maybe 5,000, or maybe IRS at the end of the day, like me, will end up paying me. I mean, now why would IRS not pay me? They'll pay me. I own double-digit real estate portfolio, and it's within the tax code. I'm not violating anything. Everything is within the tax code. They make provision for it because, of course, the big people, the big men, right? Taking the people in power already have the provisions for it. You can't do that with ETF. You cannot, okay? You cannot, okay? There's the limit. I think it's 3,000 you can claim if you lose money, even in the stock market. You can claim it to a certain, I think up to 10 years, right? That's what you can claim. But that is it. Total loss is what you can claim. You can't totally claim some other things. And that's the reason why the wealthy and the ultra wealthy multi-millions have it. The other thing the other paycheck that you get with real estate is, think about it, leverage. Whenever you want to buy, with $12,000, you can buy a home of $250,000. With $200,000 to $250,000, you can control a property of $1 million. That is the beauty of real estate, right? With just $12,000 to $50,000, that is all that you need. That is leverage right there, but leverage wisely. Leverage wisely. There's provision for it. But with ETF, of course, you cannot do that. If you want $250,000 in ETF, you better have that 250,000. Okay, so that is the. Then the last one is other people's money. Guess what? You are using the bank's money to buy the property. You are using the tenant's money to pay the loan back. You are using real estate money. You are using IRS money to fund all of those fees, all of those depreciation, all of those everything, property taxes, your interest, you are using it. So that is the beauty of real estate right there, right? Hands down, it's the wealth acceleration. Do not let anybody deceive you. Do not. I have been there, like I said, over a decade, and with double digit real estate portfolio, right? So that's the third pillar that I teach. If you want to learn everything about real estate, you want to, basically, you want to 10x your money, you want to take your income, you want to get to become a millionaire, right? You can easily get the real estate bootcamp, buy your rental property under 90 days. 90 days, even with your 9 to 5, right? You can get it. So you would also find that on my bio. You find it in the store. You would have seen it while you're buying your smart investing workshop. Right now it's at $99.99. By next week it becomes $199.99. All right, so you can definitely get that. Everything is a 4 module course. It has the slide, and you also have access to a closed group, right, where you can also ask questions. You want to buy your first deal, you find the like-minded individual, and on top of that, you're buying properties that are at a discount. So properties, whenever I am buying 20% less than the market value. So if I'm buying a property is 200,000, I buy it at 20% lower, which is 160,000. I'll be putting some of those deals, because I don't buy from the MLS. I buy through major wholesalers, which you can actually leverage. That's part of my strategy. Just giving you a tip right there that you can utilize, so that you already have equity straight up front, right? Equity. So when people are doubling their property in 10 years, under 7 years, you've already doubled your property, because you already have equity upfront. So you should get that. Please, whenever you want to invest in real estate is absolutely amazing. But whenever you want to invest, get education. I personally paid $1,000 over 13 years ago when I started investing in real estate. And reason why I paid it is because I lost $100,000 in the stock market doing penny stock, day trading, and all of that. And I do not want to lose the kids' money, because it was the 529. I stopped 529 and I started saving money, and that's how I transitioned to real estate, because we are using real estate as a means of funding kids' education, and we started using it as a business right after that. Because once we got the kids covered, what should we do? We started expanding and making money through real estate. So get it is $99.99, and if you get it and you also buy your real estate within the next 90 days or within this year, you can claim it back in taxes under professional fees, right? That $99, $100, basically $100, take money. Like tomorrow, some people will spend money on steak, right? $100, you can get it and get all the education that you need, from how to buy real estate to how to property management, managing your tenants, right? Making sure that you don't become slaves to your tenants, right there, and also getting free deals that is going to save you not 1,000, not 10,000, not 20,000, not 30,000, lots of thousands of dollars. So it's like change is nothing, right, compared to what you are buying, right? Whatever. So you have the video, you have the slide, and all of that. And for the other pillars that I talk about, right? My other fourth pillar that I talk about, and thank you all for tapping out the live. The other pillars I talk about is, so I have the income pillar, right? Income, right? Your skills, how to increase your income, all of that. That's a pillar. There is the smart investing workshop. It's May 2nd, and then there is the bootcamp, buy your rental in 90 days. You can find that course on the pay on you can find the program. You can find it on my store as well. Another thing, the other pillar, I call them the foundation and fortress, the financial foundation, financial fortress, and that is financial discipline, financial literacy, getting education, right? Financial literacy, financial planning, and of course, if you do all of this right, you would realize that you have financial freedom, because that's the goal, right? And whenever we talk about wealth, right, I am not talking about just money. I'm talking about peace wealth, time wealth, money wealth, and of course, time wealth, freedom to live life at your own terms. That is what we are talking about. So your health wealth as well, right? That is what we're talking about, and that is how you build wealth. You don't just focus on money. If you are just focused on money, you would, money is good, but to what end? To what end? So you have to think about your peace. You have to think about your health. If health fails, every other thing fails. And you have to think about your time wealth, ability to live life at your own term, and the peace of mind that comes with you having money. So those are the things I talk about wealth. So, and you can find that in my wealth blueprint. It's a 10 page quick book, quick read, right? You want to start investing, you can be your starting point. It's 99.99, just $20. It's lots money right there, which you can actually just buy and start reading. Start reading. It take 10 minutes. Whenever I'm talking about investing or investing in yourself, and I'll show you. This is me. This is Dr. Lina, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. How many of these have you read? Psychology of Money, Tony Robbins, right? Dave Ramsey. All of these books is what I have that I invest and I paid for. When I talk about real estate and all of that, the PRR strategy, you can find all of that. Education is power. Knowledge is power. When you read or when you get education, trust me, you're going to succeed, right? You're definitely going to succeed, right? And look at all of those costs. A lot of time we spend so much, right? But when it comes to investing in ourselves, you want to become a millionaire, but you don't want to spend $100. You don't want to spend $1,000, but you are able to spend $100 on a pair of shoes that is just a liability. But to invest in yourself, a lot of time is a problem, right? So we always need to change our mindset. Change your mindset. Always invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Remember, the skills that you got today, that's what is getting you that income. If you do not get that skill, you will not get that income, that 6-figure or whatever income you're earning right now. So you want to learn about real estate, get the income. Don't think about, it's not a course. I call it a program. I call it, you want to 10x your money. You want to turn that your paycheck, your 100,000, you want to turn it to $1 million. Then you want to get that, because real estate has to be one of the things that you do, as well as you want to join you must join the Smart Investing Workshop, because that one is free. You are going to start growing your money. If you just keep your money and it's just there, you are protecting your money, you're losing it to inflation. The only way you can build wealth is you growing that money. And all of these programs are built to help you, designed to help you to grow your wealth, right? To grow your wealth. Also be on the lookout. In June, we'll be having the Wealth Building Academy that is going to cut across every single thing, right? It's not going to be in depth, but we're going to be having things around how to increase your income, because I always say here, you want to get at least a 6-figure income. How can you do that? You can do free trainings, right? Not going back to college, not taking all those college debts. No, you don't have to change your career, or you can change your career, but there are so many free resources that you can do, or some education that you can take less than $1,000, but guess what? You will start earning over $100,000, right? And those are the things that you want to focus on. So be on the lookout for that. It's called the Wealth Building Academy. I'm hoping to have the overall HR for Asia, right? A human resource person for Asia. She's a doctor. I'm hoping to have her come tell us, how can you change your career? What does employers look at, so that you know? And I'll tell you my own story, how I increased my income by $30,000 13 years ago, 14 years ago, transitioning from finance to technology, right? Like I said, I'm an economist, I'm a chartered accountant, but now I'm in tech, right? I'm a doctor of business and technology, but I did not get that. I did not move into tech, in short, I was already in tech for almost 5 years or 6 years before I went to even for my master's and my doctorate in information systems, right? So it tells you. So I've already transitioned. All that it took me was less than $1,000 and a certification, which you see it up there, that made me transition. And guess what? In for less than 5 months, my income increased by 30,000, right? So that is part of the things that we'll be talking about in the Wealth Building Academy, just so you can increase your income. Side hustles that you can do, just so you can increase your income. So we are touching all of the pillars. So we have touched two pillars. One is the real estate. Two is the smart investing workshop. Three is the Wealth Building Academy that is going to touch your income and is going to touch every other thing, about the other 4S that we talk about, the 4 account system that you should have, all of those kind of things, that the structure that you have that is going to help you build wealth. So and for everyone that that, okay, I need somebody to help me. I want to move, I want to accelerate, I want to do this thing quicker. I don't want to do 45 years in the corporate world. I don't want to continue. I want to work because I want to work. I want to work because I want to, not because I have to pay bills. They're two different lives. You want to transition and you want to accelerate that wealth. This is for you. The mentorship, which is $1 million league, right? There's a reason why it is million. It's not for everyone, but people that know that, what, I want to 10x my money. I want to move as quickly as possible in this whole journey and get my financial freedom status. Those are the people that want to get the mentorship. It is called the $1 million league, right? You want to get to $1 million status in 10 years or less. That's for you because it's an accelerated program. You would have the one-on-one 5 sessions because you would have as many sessions to get you started with me, right? It's going to be a lot of work with me. It's for limited number of people. So I can't take as many people. There's a limited number of people I can take per month because it's a 90-day program. So if you want to buy real estate, you can use it for it because it takes 90 days to buy real estate, right? So you want to know how to know, okay, I want to look for a deal. Dr. Lina, how do we go about it? I want to buy, now I found the deal. Is this a good deal? We look at it together. And if it's just, okay, you know what? I want to build my portfolio. The other person that, you just want to okay, how do I navigate the stage? And then you have it within 90 days. Right? I want to get to that $1 million status. I want to be the one to change the story in my family, right? Become the millionaire, the first millionaire in my family. That program is for you, right? Or you have been working, you feel that you are stuck, right? But you know that there's a reason. Like the other client I had, she's making 14,000, but guess what? A month. But guess what? She's still in debt. And by the time we were done with our own wealth blueprint, she would be able to pay off all her debt in less than 2 months, and she would start investing. And by September of this year, August, September, she will have a first real estate, a first rental property, which is part of our goal. And of course, she will have a 401k set up as of in 2 months, a 401, not 401k, a Roth IRA, as well as our HSA, all of that settled. And of course, she's going to be debt free. So she's meeting us. She's meeting me negative, right? Debt, right? Coming in debt. But she has clear in 2 months, she's already out of debt. And at the same time, because she's already, it just doesn't, a lot of times people don't have clarity. It's just going to be clarity. By the time you're done, you want to know what you're doing right, what you need to change. But it's, like I said, it's for limited people. You have multiple sessions when it comes to consultations and meetings. You have that. So you can find that. It's the $1 Million League. It's a 90-day wealth building transformational mentorship. So all of you that have been sending me DMs, do you have mentorship? Do you have mentorship? Yes, you have the mentorship right there. Another one that is coming, it's a Wealth Building Academy. That's going to be in June. And we would also be having the mid-year reset in June as well. It's a whole curriculum. So by the time you're done, the fact that you have come across with me, and if you have not followed, I'll say bye and thank you for the follow. If you haven't followed, well, I don't know. It means that you are not just intentional about building wealth. If you are intentional about building wealth, if you are intentional about building generational wealth, because by the time you are done, it is not just going to be for you, it is going to be for your generation, your next generation, because you're going to teach all these things that I'm talking about. Guess what? My kids, that is, they already have their, what's it called? They already have their, they are already authorized users, like credit card users on my credit. Why? Because by the time they turn 18, they're already buying their first property because they have solid credit. Guess what? By the time they are graduating, guess what? Who is going to be a landlord? It is them. When their friends and their colleagues and age mates are starting at a negative, they are starting as a positive because they already have real estate awaiting them. And I know that they cannot lose the money because they are heavily involved in this whole process. They understand what it is. They understand what it is to make money, right? It is also sweat and blood. So they already have their Roth IRA. I bet we have a lot of 45-year-old, 50-year-old that don't have Roth IRA. But people that are not 18-year-old already have Roth IRA, already putting money in there, working already as an employee on the real estate side. And you're wondering, that is how wealth is built. That is how generational wealth is built. Okay, it's not like you just dump things on kids. You cannot, that's why some kids come and ruin the generation's wealth. But if you teach them, they know it from little, they start doing it. But if you don't know it, right, if you don't invest in yourself, you don't even know all of these steps, there's no way you can put it in their own hands because they won't understand. The only thing that they will understand is dignity of labor. Let me do 9 to 5. You have another generation doing 9 to 5 for 45 years, right? And we're saying that you can, in 10 years is all that it takes for you to change your story, right? So whatever programs that you see on my store, I am not selling you a course. I am not selling you a class. I am definitely not selling you a boot camp or whatever. I am selling you something that is transformational, something where you are going to, you are making millions. So you are using maybe $100 to get $1 million. You're using, I invested, I put $1,000 was what I did 13 years ago. But guess what I got in return? I have gotten not just 1 million, I have gotten multi-million. And at the same time, I am be able to transition the same thing in terms of generational wealth. So that's the same thing you're learning. And you're wondering, who is this person, right? Who is this person? Because you are just joining. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. I have been investing for almost 2 decades. I've been in corporate America working for almost 2 decades as well. So it means that I've been investing from inception, right? I have been investing. So I know in and out. I've lost money. I've gained money. I've gone through eviction with my tenant. I've also lost close to $100,000 in the stock market. And of course, I have also made millions of dollars in the stock market, in real estate, okay? And I'm just basically sharing what I am doing. I'm a doctor of business, so it means that it's not just in the career, it's not just in education, it's also in the experience. I've experienced the pains, the gains, and the losses, right? The gains and the losses. So yeah, so that's my profile right there, right? I'm a doctor of business and I teach. I'm also a professor. So you might be saying that she's teaching. That's because I'm also a professor teaching deep learning and also AI cybersecurity, right? I'm a vice president of technology by my career, okay? And what all these things in terms of building the portfolio, doing all of this, I did not stop my job. I am doing it with my 9 to 5, right? So if your concern is, I don't know how to get started, can I do it with my 9 to 5? Yes, you can do it with your 9 to 5 right there. You can definitely do it. But guess what? The earlier you do it, the more you see that you're building wealth for yourself. The more that you are closer to freedom. I talk about freedom. Freedom, I'm not talking about money. I talk about freedom. It's whatever I'm doing or whatever you're doing here, it's freedom. Freedom to live life at your own time. And we got to 50,000. Christy. Wow, James Bond and everyone that tapped out, you guys are absolutely the VMP. Nimoy, Alfred, Sabine, everyone that tapped it out is like, you are absolutely the NVVP. And if you haven't subscribed, okay, let's talk about subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, can we agree? Can we take a minute and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe? Go to YT for a minute. Let's just go and subscribe on it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On IG as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Let's do that. Let's do that. It just helps, right? And reason why I always talk about YT, when you get there, you would see, and I'll show you. Let me just show you. So you would see, where's my iPad? Okay. And you will understand whenever I talk about it and I'm passionate about it, it's because they are, whenever we're talking on Instagram, on both IG and on, whenever we're talking about on both IG and on TT, what you realize is that the form of videos are very different. And if only I can get to my page, that would be absolutely amazing. Okay, I can't say that, but let me show you right here. So you would see. And for the people that want to register on Nextfield, you would see it right there. You'll find it here. So if you see, these are videos that I have right there. Where are you? Okay. So you see the videos that I have that would help you right there. See? So many videos. These are free resources for you right there that you need to take advantage of, right? Take advantage of it. Weekend is coming. Take advantages of these videos, okay? And so that you can start learning. You can learn one or two things, start learning how to build wealth. My interview that I had with the investment pro, like the investor pros, so these are organizations where they interview, investors, right? Real estate investors, right? You would see it right there as well. Talking about VOO, QQQ, SCH, retiring at 40, all of that, you find it right here, right here. See, these are videos that can help you, right? All of those goals, you see it. It's Money Talk. Let's take a minute to subscribe. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina on Instagram as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Everywhere it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. All right. Any question? And okay. Let me just show for the people that are just joining the Smart Investing Workshop and all of the programs that I told you about that cost you nothing, right? But you're going to get way more, right? Experiences. You find it here. Go to nextu.me, click on it, and you click open anyway, and you'll see it right there. This is $0. It costs you coming to the class and getting to come learn, right? Smart Investing Workshop, right? This is the what's it called? The transformational leadership, the mentorship. That is it right there. Here is the real estate, buying your real estate in 90 days. That program, the 90 days program, and here is the wealth blueprint for you and the consultation. So if you want your personal consultation, you want something specific for you, you would find it right there. All right. And we did it. James Bond, you're really a James Bond. You have been tapping from beginning of this life as well. It's so good to have you in this life. Please come around every single time. Mimoy, Alfred, Sabine, Crypto, welcome. Thank you all for sticking around. Any question for me as we wrap up? Any question? Have you all registered for the boot camp? For the workshop? Have you registered for the Smart Investing Workshop? Like I said, we have just limited spots available. Any question at all? All right. Tropical Queen, welcome. Any question? We're wrapping up right now. We talked about smart investing today, the beginner step by step. Okay, that's what we talked about today. So if you missed it, you can find, be back tomorrow. Okay, I'll be here again tomorrow. And so get your daily at me if you haven't. And for those people that got daily at me, I think you can claim your points from there. So click on it and you will get your points. Well, they say that you get points when you. Hey, Tropical Queen, welcome. How are you? We are just wrapping up. Welcome to the party. We are just wrapping up. We're talking about smart investing. There is the what's it called? The smart investing workshop on May the 2nd, next weekend. How to invest smartly, right? It's what it's all about. It's free, but registration is required. You will find the link in my bio. You'll find it. So if it's something, I mean, if you want to invest, I mean, anybody that comes here, it's either you want to build wealth, right? You basically want to build wealth. Otherwise, I don't dance here. I don't talk about any other thing. It's about building wealth, right? So, and that is one of the pillars, how you can grow your money in the stock market at almost zero risk, almost zero. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you so much, Pike 212. And thank you for getting to level 10 in this life. That means a lot. And thank you, James Bond, for tapping out and everyone that tapped out today. Any question? Any question? Any question? Part 2-1, thank you all for tapping out the live. We got to 54,000 taps. That is absolutely amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Well done, guys. Well done. You guys are MVVP. Yeah, and the tapping is still going. Can we get it to 60,000? I believe we can get there. I think we can get to 60,000, right? And we'll just be here for another 5 minutes. Ask questions. Either you have question about smart investing, you want to come up. If you want to also get invited to come up on the panel, you have to want to discuss about anything. Feel free to do that, right? We have another 5 minutes while we get this to 60,000. Isn't that amazing, right? Isn't that amazing? And what's going on with you guys? You have planned. It's 67,000, but it's showing 55,000 here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, is it tricking me, right? It's showing 55,000 to 55 2K. That's what it's showing. Oh my God. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that tapped. James Bond, I know that you really are James Bond because you've been tapping every single second in this life. Non-stop. And I know you are locked in. I hope you registered for the course, by the way. I hope you registered, for the workshop. I'll hate for you to miss it, right? You have, and Pike 2 want to thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any question, feel free. You have 5 more minutes, 4 more minutes now. Pike 2 want to a day. You have also been here all through. Well done. Feel free to send invite if you have specific question. Tropical Coin, so good to see you. Sojourner, yes, you're getting that invite. Sojourner, you will be added to the Telegram group. You're one of the people that got the 90 days. The about to buy your property in 90 days. You want to? Have you started going through it? And can you just say, is it good? Is it bad? Oh, great. Who is that person? Abiodun, congratulations. Congratulations. You just secured your spot. Mimoy, Sabine, always good to see you guys. Alfred. So John, yeah, I got an account with Fidelity. Does it matter if it doesn't matter. Fidelity is a good one, right? Just stick with Fidelity, right? Let me tell you what I do with my own account. I have Robinhood, I have Fidelity. Fidelity is, think about it as Bank of America, Chase or Wells Fargo, all those big ones, right? So like your 401, your Roth IRA, you want to have it in Fidelity, okay? You want to have it in Fidelity, but you can open a brokerage account where you put money. But see me, whatever I have in my Robinhood, maybe I have like 10,000 or whatever amount right there. It is just vacation money. It's just play money that I just, or call it emergency food, does not even cover it, but whatever monies that I just put there to just say, okay, you know what, it's just there. Reason why I say that, Robinhood with Boo Boo, all this one just came up in less than 10 years ago. They're online. So if you have issues with them, you don't know. But Fidelity, these guys have been around for forever. So whenever you are doing Roth IRA, remember Roth IRA is till your retirement. So you might have another 15, 20, 30 years to retirement. You want it to be with an organization that you know has been around for 30 years, right? So that is my only reason, right? And you can always walk in them. They have so much to lose than, so they are way bigger. So, but you can just keep it as, you don't need Robin Hood, right? Or you can, if you want to just play around, play money, or all those money that you use on City Shop, or all those money that you use for, that you play around with, or you want to keep that money, you can just put it there in your Robin Hood, and from time to time you can just take the money out and just let it grow. Okay, yeah. But very good question, Ade. Ade, oh, yeah. Let me not bastardize this, right? But great question. But you also have, for the people that have registered for the workshop, you would have gotten a list. So if you're in Canada, there's World Simple, and there's so many other ones as well. You're laughing. Yeah, there's so many other ones, right? That you would find that if you're in because I always talk about Wealth Simple Bears. There's so many others as well, and you'll find it in the email. So everyone should have gotten the email. Please go open your account so that you can follow and you can action it. And it's a workshop. It's not a class. It's a workshop. It's not a class. It's going to be hands-on. So please open your account ahead. Right? This is supposed to help you, force you to open the account. If you have any issues opening the account, send me a DM, right? Otherwise, if you cannot open it, still come, right? Still come, but it's just going to be much beneficial for you if you already have it open. So that in class, all you're just doing is we are executing, we are talking, and trust me, it's way more than that. It's way more than opening an account and put money. It's way more than that. The workshop is way more than that. All right, we're at 10 o'clock. Okay. Oh my goodness. Where are we? It's still showing 57,800. Where are we, James Bond? It's showing 57. This is absolutely amazing. Oh my God. Are you guys not the best tappers? Are you guys not the best crowd? Like, are you guys not the best fans, right? Best of everything. I absolutely love you guys tonight. I absolutely love you guys. Have just been absolute 68. Okay, so we get to 70, right? Let's get into 70 and we wrap up. Once we get to 70, let me know. It's still showing 57 here, so that's why I cannot say it. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone tapping out the live. Can we all tap it out? Thank you so much. And feel free to ask any question. Send me DMs, right? Don't forget to get any of this product. As a matter of fact, guys, invest in yourself, right? Invest is the best investment you can have for yourself. Do we still have Sojourner here? I wish you can just tell us he just left. I wish you can tell us the experience, right? Because he bought the real estate, the boot camp, right? Quite a number of people bought it, right? It comes with a slide and it comes with the video as well. It also comes with what's it called? It comes with access to the closed group where you get free deals that's going to help you, right? So it's the best investment you can put in yourself. Always don't think and you can also claim it back. You can decide to claim it back you claim it back next year. You buy property, you claim it back. I just got over 20,000 from IRS. So IRS got nothing on me. Even with my VP's income, they are still the one paying me back this year. So that's what it can. So think about how much you can make, right? How much you can make when you come to real estate. So you might decide to say, oh, you want it. It's a 4-module course, right? You can take each module, start with your mindset, and it ends with investing, like the real estate manager, property manager, rehab, how to buy internationally. You are in one state, but it's pretty expensive in that state. How to do it, real estate as a business, how you can 10x. So if all you have been doing is long-term investing, which is 1 month, right? A 1 year rental. That's all you do. Then you are leaving some money on the table. How can you handle it as a business so that you can 10x your money? You find all of that in the in the 90 days real estate program. You find it there. And then for the mentorship, you also find the mentorship right there for people that want to 10x they want to accelerate their wealth building journey, retire early, right? You want to retire early, or you don't want to retire early, you want to get financial freedom early for 10 years instead of 45 years, then you should do that. Or you want your personal wealth blueprint, get your one-on-one private consultation where you will get your own personalized wealth blueprint. Or you just want to talk to me, you just, maybe there's something so I know there's some people going through bankruptcy and all of those things, or you're at the edge of that, or you're about going through foreclosure, or you lost a job or something. You can definitely, how do you navigate the time and the season, right? You can actually schedule a time, because there are so many things that you don't know. I bet you don't know that you can actually negotiate your credit cards. So for people that lost their job, those are some things that you don't know that you can actually do, right? That we will talk in that session, in this time and season, right? That is oh, if you want it to be a therapy session, money therapy, because all you do is you just shop on the TT street, or you are just one person. You DoorDash is already on your door every single. You don't know, So we have some people, if they have money in their account, until that money becomes zero, right? Until then, right? Then you can schedule that time as well, because it's going to help you, because we'll help you structure in such a way that the money is not going to sit in your account, right? The money is not going to sit in your account. You would use it towards investing. So those are things that you can actually, so schedule a time. One-on-one is your own free personalized time, and get the ebook as well. You know, read it at your own time. The boot camp for the real estate in 90 days, that is self-paced, right? Take your time, do it at your own time, at your own pace, but then don't stay too long on it. Execute, 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 because it's until you execute that's when you can actually build wealth. And the people that you want to 10x your income, you want to retire in 10 years, you want to turn 45 years to 10 years, right? Get the $1 million league mentorship program. Okay. And don't forget the smart investing workshop. Get ready. It's May the 2nd. All right. All right, guys. So did we get to 70,000? Because I can't see. It shows 659,400 now. It shows 59,400. I don't know. Are they stealing some of? They're stealing some of your taps. Is Titi stealing some of our taps tonight? Because it's just showing 59,400. And thank you so much for tapping out the live. Thank you so much. Let's see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tapping out the live. Oh, it stopped counting the rest. Oh, okay. I don't understand what's going on. What's like, it stopped counting the rest. Wow. All right. Maybe it's too much, then they stop counting. That's the first. All right. Okay. That's the first. Okay. Well, it's so good to know, but absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's just been a pleasure, been an honor having you all hang out with me this late. It's 10:07. And you are all hanging out on I mean, I know money is not a boring topic, but it could be. It's not like we're dancing, it's not like we're talking about education. Whenever it comes to school, it comes to education, it's a problem. It is a problem. Michael, welcome, 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 everyone. We talk about smart investing tonight. And if you're just joining, you want to be back tomorrow, right? We talk about the same thing or something else tomorrow. We have so many pillars. Is a school. This is a school. It's a curriculum. That curriculum that they missed in school. That is what we are teaching right here. Okay? That's what we are teaching. Ade, Mode, Tropical Queen, Alfred, Sis Dubs, Sabine, Ashma. If you haven't follow. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. All right. Absolutely amazing. It shows 60,000 taps. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. All right, well done. And I'll see you guys later. Make sure your money is working harder than you do. And I'll see you on Friday. Okay, one more day, and it's the end of the week. Okay. All right. Thank you. I love you so much. You know that, right? I love you so much. Get your product if you can still get it right after. Get all of the programs. Take your time, look through the store, take your time, review what it contains. And if you find it very valuable, you see something that is going to be life changing, you want to make the purchase, send me a DM. Thank you for subscribing on the YouTube channel as well. I love you guys so much. James Bond, well done. And every a day, well done. And Pi 2-1 to everyone that tapped out tonight. Tropical Queen, Alfred, Sis Deb, Zabine, and there might be names I did not see. It does that at times. Thank you so much. All right. Well, have a great evening. I love you guys. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. And I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, guys.